Well, thank you very, very much. And let me just say at the outset to my friend, Radek, thank you for being such a great partner for the United States, but thank you especially for being such a long-time and staunch defender of democracy, wherever it's threatened, wherever it's challenged. We could not be more grateful for that. And also, if you'll allow me a point of personal privilege, I'm especially pleased as well to be here with my friend, Ambassador Mark Brzezinski. The Brzezinski family has now, for 2 generations, contributed in remarkable ways to our foreign policy, to our national discourse, and having Mark here at this time could not be more important and more beneficial to both of our countries. As Radek said, I'm here from Ukraine. Was there, as you know, with Foreign Secretary Lamy. We had a very good visit. We went to Kiev to underscore our united and unwavering support for Ukraine faced with the ongoing Russian aggression. United States, United Kingdom, but also united with so many other countries who've come together in support of Ukraine. All committed not just to helping Ukraine ward off the aggression, but committed to Ukraine's long-term success. Its success as a country that stands strongly on its own 2 feet, militarily, economically, democratically. And in our conversations in Kyiv, we talked about our shared strategy to get there. What we learn from our Ukrainian partners will inform discussions that we'll be having with other allies and other partners in the days and weeks ahead as we work through and think through the coming months. And it's very fitting for us to begin that conversation with our allies here in Poland. Poland has been an absolutely essential partner to Ukraine from the moment that Putin reinvaded the country in 2022. It's provided $4 billion in security assistance to Ukraine, tanks, aircraft, air defense, helicopters. It's one of 26 countries that have now signed bilateral security agreements with Ukraine. These agreements, long-term commitments to help Ukraine build its deterrent and defense capacity, are critical not just in the immediate, but critical over time to make sure that Ukraine, for many years, has the capacity to defend itself. And of course, it's been working alongside other NATO allies to help train the Ukrainians, including here in Poland. And it's going to host the NATO-Ukraine Joint Analysis Training and Education Center so that the alliance can draw on lessons learned from the war. As many of you know, and as you see every time we go into Ukraine, it's also the key hub for getting assistance to Ukraine and to the Ukrainian people. More than 80% of all security and humanitarian assistance for Ukraine is flowing through Poland. And of course, Poland continues to host some 1 million Ukrainian refugees. This is a remarkable display of generosity and solidarity in a time when it's most needed. These joint efforts to support Ukraine, to help it defend against the Russian aggression, are a critical facet of our relationship, but only one facet of the relationship and our security cooperation, which, in my judgment, has never been stronger. Poland is spending over 4% of GDP on defense. This is really the gold standard among NATO countries. And we saw at the NATO summit just a few months ago the extraordinary progress the alliance has made in countries stepping up and dedicating the necessary resources to defense. In 2020, 9 NATO allies were meeting the 2% threshold. Now it's 23, but Poland has really been leading the way. And of course, it hosts thousands of US and allied forces. We have also a remarkable relationship when it comes to financing the necessary expenditures on defense. There are now some $11 billion worth of loans through our foreign military financing program that we've dedicated to Poland to help it modernize its forces, including with F-35 aircraft, with the largest fleet of Apache helicopters outside the United States, and the co-production of Patriot missile defense systems. These investments are good for Poland's security, they're good for NATO's capabilities, they're good for the United States, for our security, for our industry, and for our jobs. I also want to underscore the very important collaboration we have when it comes to energy security. Since February of 22, Poland has made very important strides when it comes to increasing its own energy security. We see this in the context of extraordinary strides across Europe, moving away from dependence on Russian energy and developing different sources and self-sufficiency. The Foreign Minister and I discussed ways that the United States can further support Poland's transition away from Russian energy by facilitating the production of safe, clean, and reliable nuclear energy. Poland is also one of several nations across the region that has been subject to Russian sabotage, cyber operations, including with the support of the regime in Belarus. This is something that the entire alliance is seized with. We see this, unfortunately, across Europe. So we're deepening our cooperation to protect our countries and fellow democracies from Moscow's malign efforts. In June, we came together in Warsaw with over a dozen countries, with the European Union, with NATO, to create the Ukraine Communications Group. Together, we're coordinating efforts to expose and to counter Kremlin misinformation and disinformation, and put out accurate reporting on Russia's ongoing aggression. 25 years ago, when Poland joined NATO, my very illustrious predecessor, Secretary Madeleine Albright, said this, and I quote, "We know that when the democracies of Europe and America are divided, crevices are created through which the forces of evil and aggression may emerge, but that when we stand together, no force on earth is more powerful than our solidarity on behalf of freedom." That was true then, it remains true today, and we continue to stand strongly together, Poland and the United States, for our own freedom and the freedom of others.